be working out right now. It's 12 o'clock. Turn on. But I woke up feeling very impulsive today, which is weird because I slept pretty good. I also don't eat before I work out usually. But since I'm pushing it, I'm gonna eat this RX bar here. Again, not sponsored for the 8 of you watching. I have this drum beat in my head, so I'm gonna play it and record it right now. Because I've never done it. Never tried to write a song to this groove that I have in my head. Let's see what tempo is it. It's like 155. Let's see. Alright, let's try 155. I'll let you watch me play drums. There's nothing to like be excited about. I'm not a good drummer. Ah! I'm just gonna fill you in. I just want to say off the bat, disclaimer. I'm not complaining. This is not me complaining. This is just me letting you know what's going through my head. I maintain always that I'm extremely lucky and grateful for everything that has happened to me and is happening to me, and that I have caused to happen to me. Excuse me. I'm just fucking... I know that it seems like this is like a last-ditch effort. Like I'm trying to... Like this is a desperate move to like try and get attention for professional success or gain. And it is. It is to some degree. But also, whatever. Alright, so anyway. But my point is, I'm acknowledging now that like, if this doesn't help, it ultimately just makes me look worse, potentially. Depending on how I go about it. So like, I mean, the risk is real. I'm here doing it, no matter what. Like, if it goes bad... It's not like I'm being inauthentic. I'm at the very least. So like if this doesn't help and shit's still bad, it's my fault. You know what I mean? All right, so I'm gonna say some shit that no one's gonna like to hear. Maybe. I just deal with like a lot of. Again, I'm gonna have to say a bunch of times, I am still lucky. Anything that happens, if I'm not successful, it's my fault. Like, it's not anyone else's fault. I'm not an unlucky person. But I deal with depression in different ways. So, like, one of them is I've had, like, a handful of episodes in my life, like 3 or 4. I call them episodes of, like, severe depression. I've talked a lot about that on, like, podcast stuff that I did. And it's, like, debilitating. It's really, I mean, it is, you basically feel like your life's over. And you're just, like, holding on and pushing through, praying that you're wrong, that your thoughts are lying to you. So anyway, that's debilitating. And the last one I'm just coming out of. Like, I basically have felt not 100% normal, but almost for, like, the last month or 2. But, and then also, I always have had, as long as I can remember, it feels like I was born with it. I don't know, nurture versus nature, you tell me. I've always had, like things just don't do it for me. I've always been easily bored by things that most people find fulfilling or entertaining or exciting. And it's a struggle. So like in everything. And so I've compensated for that in my life by like trying to seek out things that are highly stimulating. Basically like an addict. So like I'm looking for drugs. I mean, it's a miracle that I never like had a really severe drug addiction. I'm not kidding. Like I'm so prone to like seeking out those things. I think that I was also just afraid of I could clearly see my life going off the rails if I got into anything really bad. So I would have like an automatic intense fear response that would prevent me from becoming an addict. I mean, I remember doing drugs and like doing them days or weeks in a row and then like freaking out, having a realization, oh my God, I think I'm becoming addicted, and then just stop because I'd be like, I can't do this. And so that would always prevent me from those things. But like other things, you know, attention from girls and alcohol, partying, I mean, even exercise, like I love running, and I think part of it is just like I love the high that you feel after. Like I'm addicted to like doing something extremely hard and then feeling good after. But the problem is sometimes it's the creative stuff that is hard for me to do. Like it's the intellectual stuff, the intellectual effort, like work ethic, like hard work ethic, like pushing through something that is not fun for a long time and then the end pays off and like, you know, anyway. So like my music, as I've gotten older, it's become harder. It's gone in waves, but like definitely I reached a point getting older where like I often just don't feel it. Like I'll make a song and I'll be like, this is fantastic, and then it wears off like immediately, like by the end of the day, and then I like have no motivation. Like I'm just like, I don't feel it. I don't care. It's not exciting. Like this isn't. And it's been confusing to decide whether I'm just like I don't care about being an artist anymore, like that doesn't do it for me, or if it's like my kind of disposition where like things don't work. I'm not easily inspired. I don't easily feel stuff. So like I made this song, I'm working on this song Lucky One right now. I mean, I just finished it actually. I finished mixing and mastering it yesterday, but I loved it when I first came up with it. My manager loved it, and then I kept working on it, and then I lost touch with it. But I pushed through and I finished it because I knew it was good enough that, like, you know, fans would love it. And then I had this weird moment last night. I was driving back from my friend's house, and it was like 10:30 at night or something. And I felt just like happy. And I was listening to it, and it like cut through. I could feel it cutting through. I was like, this song's cool. Like, it's good. It made me like interested. I don't know. I could just see people liking it or it doing something for my career or my life or like, and most of the time like that is difficult for me. It's difficult for me to achieve that level. So I wouldn't say like I'm unhappy or severely depressed all the time. It's just like there's certain things, I don't know. I get really high off of certain things. Like human connection and interaction is like at the top. I love that. I love connecting with other people. That like pretty much always works. in terms of like makes me stimulated or like fulfilled. But like other shit, a lot of shit just doesn't do it for me. It's like, and it's been really hard to like go through my career with that disposition. It feels like lethargy. I'm just like lethargic all the time emotionally because I'm just like I don't care. I lose my enthusiasm for it, my excitement so easily. And it's hard to know if that's like my disposition or that was an eyelash. I guess I could have made a wish. Well, the eyelash knows what my wishes are. So, yeah, and then today, like, I don't even know, like, I got these songs that I like that were great, and I want to go work on them, but, like, I don't care. It's weird. It's so hard. And the problem, it's not just, sometimes I wonder if this is a lie, the thing I'm about to say is, like, how true it is, but to some degree, I think maybe there's some degree of it that is true. It's like, a lot of businesses are not a ton of creative work. And my job, like if you're an entrepreneur, I would say there is a lot of, like you develop a product and then everything else seems more like, they're not straightforward. It's not zero creativity, but like your marketing strategies, building the business and dealing with like interpersonal, business relationships and like just there's a ton of shit. I'm not, being an entrepreneur in anything is extremely difficult and there's a lot of creative work no matter what. But being a songwriter, being an artist, it's like, it's almost entirely creative in a way that's not straightforward. It's very like lateral thinking and like, and what was my fucking point? Oh, and when you lose touch with that like motivation or like when you're not getting the feedback loop of like you hear something, oh, this is good, I'm inspired, there's like an interaction going on. When that interaction is subdued or cut off, like it is for me a lot of times, it's really difficult to just go in the studio and like just finish the song. You know how to write a song, just finish it. It's like, well, in my head, it's like if I'm not connected to the process, it's not going to be good. Or it's going to feel soulless, or it's not going to be the important, like, authentic or, like, magic thing that I want it to be. It's just going to be an assembly line of, like, music. And, like, cool, if you're, like, creating a product or, like, a service, it's, like, that's different. That's more practical. It's more, like, its merit is based on its practicality or its effectiveness. And, like, for me, that's not what music is. You don't judge it on that. It's like, its merit is based on how connected to the creative source, the fucking universal consciousness or whatever, not to get too woo-woo, but like, I feel like the more authentic, the more like, oh, you can just tell when you hear a song, it's like, fuck, that dude was connected. Or that young lady, that old lady, that any aged, any gendered person was connected to the source. And it's like, I feel disconnected from the source, and like, maybe there's a certain amount of just like elbow grease you got to put into it to reconnect for me. So anyway, I'm not saying that it is an insurmountable obstacle. I am in the process of trying to surmount it. And again, if it's not that I was born unlucky or like I'm fucked and it's like not my fault. I take full responsibility. I can make this. People have made it happen with worse, more difficult things. But I'm just trying to like be understood. That's it. I just want to be understood. And excuses are they have no value. So there's no excuses. It's just, sometimes maybe I just turn the camera on and I say these things because honestly, maybe I feel better now that I've talked about it and let it out. And I'll be able to go back in the studio and get some shit done. But I don't have, like, I have my manager, Jordan, but like, I don't have any like creative teammates or like, I don't work with anyone. I've never really worked with anyone. I mean, I have, just my friend Grant. And I'm just alone in this house with my own self-doubt. It's just me against me all day, every day. And I'm a fucking tough opponent. So, And I would argue to anyone who is telling me that, well, great, welcome the challenge, because if you are a tough opponent and you overcome yourself, the reward is as equally rewarding as it is challenging, as the challenge is challenging. So, again, that's why I'm grateful. Like, if I can overcome myself, that's going to be unbelievable. That's going to make my whole existence feel so validated forever, because that's a never-ending pursuit. But that's what's going on with me, and it's frustrating, dude, because it's just like, fuck, I was just connected. I wrote this song. It was great. I could see the whole vision, and it's like these people wake up so enthusiastic and just clear about their vision, and I get to that point, and I put in the work to do it, and then it just gets foggy and disconnects and fizzles out. I'm just like, fucking figure it out, dude. Shit. I definitely fucking go harder when the camera's on. Okay. I know that I just ranted about... Okay. Well, maybe I'll do this. I'm either going to edit this so that it's before the clip where I just talk about all the difficult fucking things right now. Or I'm just going to say, like, I also want to talk about, like, my game plan to overcome all those obstacles, because I don't want to put out just, like, complaining bullshit. That's not how I want to roll, you know? Anyway. So what did I say was the problems? Is, like, my mood and my enthusiasm. That could just be overcome with sheer will and work ethic, which I don't think I have an extraordinary amount of. I'm building that up right now. I don't think I have a terrible work ethic, but it's not like a fucking winner's work ethic, you know what I mean? It's not like people who, like, change the world and get shit done. It's definitely far below that, actually. Okay, the money thing. So I'll lay out all the options for you. The things I can do to make money. Like, I'm doing the grouped community thing. I do make money on my new songs. So there's a very small amount of music that I do make money on, and I have to put out new music to make more money on that. But, like, dude, capturing people's attention these days is rough. So I got to figure out how to really play the fucking social media game and not betray my own ethics and personality, and just, like, not come off inauthentic. And that's a dance. I don't think it's impossible. It's just, between all the other stuff, you know, it's difficult. But given the choice between easy life or a hard life, I'd choose a hard life. I feel like that's more fulfilling no matter what. So, I mean, not to seem heroic or whatever, I think that most of us would choose that, even if you don't think you would. You just haven't thought it through. So I'm not special for that, is what I'm saying. But, so can't complain about it being difficult. Let's see. But the problem is, even if the IRS accepts my, that's why I need to talk to. So, some very cool people have reached out on Instagram, offering to help me see if I can get my taxes down, or, like, renegotiate, whatever. But if they do accept my current payment plan proposal or request or whatever, it's going to be like $800 or $900 a month still. So that's on top of my rent here, which is fucking expensive because I live in LA. And I mean, it is funny. Let's see. So I need to make money quickly. I can play shows, but shows you got to book out kind of far in advance. And the other thing is, you never want to just like start doing shit to make money, because then you compromise the experience of your fans and the people who care about your shit, and it comes off as like fucked. Like, it's just not cool. It's not a good look. I think I'm trying to like do a balance of that, where I'm like trying to go like, okay, what can I do that people actually really want, that whether or not I'm trying to generate income fast, they will be satisfied with. Like, it doesn't affect it. So those are the parameters I'm working with. Also, just so you know, I'm kind of working through this myself right now as I'm talking to you. It is to serve me and to fill up vlog time. I should be taking notes. There's no pen nearby. Okay, anyway, well, whatever. I'm going to have to edit this, so I'll watch it back. This is notes. The video is notes. It's better than notes. It's not better, actually, because I have to watch through it. Anyway, okay, so but here's the thing. Even then, let's say I start releasing music immediately and promoting the shit out of it. Even if it like blows the fuck up, cool, it'll be peace of mind. And even that is extremely unlikely. Usually it's just like your hard work, your constant blood, sweat, and tears equals like a very slow incline. But even then, you don't get paid. There's a 3-month delay between streams being calculated for your music and then you getting paid. So that sucks. So that's a thing anyway. I do have a gig coming up. This motherfucker in Arizona owes me $7,000, $7,500 for the show I played there. Let's see what else. Yes, I'm doing this grouped thing, but it's like $7 a month which is great, and I love the fact that it's forcing me to write a whole song in a day and release it by the end of the day, no matter what. It's like I definitely like pushing myself. It's not fun sometimes during, but like at the end, I'm always thrilled that I made myself push through and do it. Because you start to you really don't know what you're capable of until you force yourself to do things that you don't think you can. And this isn't even extraordinary. This isn't even crazy. I mean, lots of people can make a song in a day. It's not that impressive in terms of people who operate at my level and above professionally in music, which my level isn't. It's not much. But it is, I don't usually do that. I'm thinking of bumping it up just because I want to see if I can go harder. And doing 2 or 3 songs in a day. Not in a day. That's insane. Do that 2 or 3 times a week. So 1 song a day, 2 or 3 times a week. 2 or 3 days a week. Let's see. What else do we do? So sleep certainly helps, but can't depend on that. Good sleep is not always guaranteed, so there has to be a plan that does not require good sleep to execute. And it all comes back to just discipline and willpower. But what else, dude? How the fuck, without doing some crazy cheesy shit and devaluing the brand of me, my identity, how do I make bread quick, you know? If it was easy, everyone would do it, obviously. Is there even a way to do it quickly? Could gamble. That seems dumb. Because if I lose, then I have no money. So it seems clear the options are, well, definitely for the future, start releasing music now. I need to do that. Yeah, I need to do that. It actually helps to know I don't have a fucking option. Because then I can't overthink it. And then do the thing where it's well, I don't like this song anymore, so I'm not motivated. It's too bad. You have no money. And this is the only skill you have, so fucking do it. Release the song, shoot the videos, who cares what you look like? You have to do it. Otherwise, you're doing nothing. I could go get a job somewhere, which I so badly don't want to do, but if I have to, I'll do it. Most people, by a huge margin, do that. And I've worked quite a few jobs in my life, but I haven't had to in many years. Ay, Michael. You really did a funny thing here, Michael. You really did a fucking funny thing here. So anyway, so that's it. Okay, release music, promote it immediately. Book shows immediately. We are doing merch drops and stuff. That should present a little bit of income. I might have to compromise my morals about like putting shit in the landfill and making like merch that people might end up throwing away at some point. Not cheap shit. I'll never make cheap shit, but like not super high quality expensive shit, because that's not going to provide enough income quickly enough. And people do want merch. I just don't want to do it because I feel like I'm just making trash. It's like, in order to do the merch that like is sustainable, not sustainable, but that is viable as a quick money generator that people, there is demand for, it's like, it's going to end up in a landfill. I guess I could do multiple products at once. All right. Well, at least I have things to do today, but I definitely need to brainstorm some more. I like a challenge. I like being backed into a corner. Really like makes me use my fucking noggin. Ugh. So as defeated as I feel sometimes, I feel like more of the time, I either feel like I got this, which is weird, or I feel like I'm stressing about it and I'm not thinking about it, but there's this layer, there's this like something in me that's just like, it's gonna be fine, dude, don't trip. Which I don't think is right. I don't think it's wrong. I don't know if it's right or wrong. It's just not a good it's like to have a blasé attitude about my situation is not responsible. Okay. That's enough. Anyway, we're gonna fucking let's get it, you know? Let's fucking get it. You doofy. I think that's enough.